In the neutral world, we saw a very different model of church come, and this is what I call the cultural engagement model. And a lot of people today would not call themselves culture warriors, but a lot of people would call themselves cultural engagers. And this cultural engagement model in part came out of a rising presence of Christianity among upper middle class people, particularly in urban centers like New York, like Washington, D.C., even like Chicago, as cities came back in the wake of Rudy Giuliani's election as mayor of New York in 1994, which is one reason I date that transition to 1994. Many other things went into that, but the comeback of the cities was an important factor. And these people, they didn't want to fight with the culture. They said, we want to engage with the culture. We want to confidently sit down with the secular world in the public square and articulate the gospel to them in ways that speak their language, speak to their longings. And they believed correctly that the gospel actually had important things to say, and we didn't have to hide from the culture. We didn't have to fear science. We didn't have to fear the elite media, but we could sit down and confidently engage our truths with them. And this group of people was also more, again, positive towards the culture. They didn't just think the world was all going to hell in a handbasket. And so they had a very different relationship, in some respects, the opposite relationship to the culture of some of the culture war people. Nevertheless, many of these people were conservative. Now, some of them were more quietly on the left, but they were still people that you would by and large say these are theologically conservative people at a minimum. For example, they would be anti-abortion, and many of them would say, no, women cannot be in the pastorate, for example. That was a ministry model that really came to the fore during the neutral world.